Hello. So this month's videos is a series of six, maybe seven, um, helping you to make a decision. And the decision is come about from this month. I think I've had somewhere in the region of four, and that doesn't sound a lot, but it is really asking about help to make a decision on should I homeschool or not. Now I'm moving this camera around because my lead has just come out. And as you know, I don't really know how to edit, so edit's not going to be a problem or a thing that I can do. Right. So it's a decision on whether we should be homeschooling. And these videos that I'm going to be putting aren't to do with should we homeschool. It's um more about what questions should I be considering? Is it the right course of action for us? So I put together some stuff as normal, and I'm going to try and share it with you. Hopefully, I've been practicing to try and get this right. So it says, think before you deregister, making the right educational decision for your child and yourselves, helping you understand your options before making one of the biggest decisions your family may face. So here's one of the first questions is, why am I here? Why families reach breaking point? Do they even consider um, looking at home education? What are the factors that have got you to this point? What questions do we need to be asking? So there's going to be an emotional impact here for virtually all the parents. Because when we were looking at it, and we did seriously look at it, because my daughter was out of school for almost 2 years. Um, and of course, we had to make decisions as to what was going on. And they do not come lightly. And no, they cannot come out of school. I am not home educating for a number of different reasons. So the emotional impact for parents is huge. Then you get to the feeling of, but I'm going to be trapped in the house all the time with my child. Can I do that? And that feeling can be quite claustrophobic. And it stops us from really asking the important questions. So when somebody talks about home education or elective homeschooling, does that make you feel trapped? Does that give you some sweats and anxiety along the way? What does it involve? And then you start to feel guilty. But we shouldn't be thinking about this because schools for school and children need to go to school. It's where they're going to thrive. They're going to mix with their peers. They're going to learn how to be sociable. Um, and even thinking about it, it's going to make me feel guilty that I should even consider doing that for my child. But why are we considering it? Because it doesn't mean it's a bad thought. It means that something is going wrong or something is making you feel that you need to be looking at this as an option. Then you could be feeling judged by media. You just see it in the news all the time about how important it is to have your child going to school. Then you've got parents and family judging you as to your child. Why even considering pulling them out of school? Teachers themselves might judge you and make you feel, although you're doing the worst thing ever to be thought about. So feeling judged, feeling guilty, there are real emotions on these. Judged can bring in anger. Um, and forces us into an area where we may make a decision without really looking at all the facts and asking the questions because our anger says, no, I am going to do it. So do. Recognizing crisis decision making. So are we making the decision based on a crisis that has happened? And there's an awful lot of decisions made on the back of something has gone horribly wrong. And you know what? The easiest thing to do is pull a child out. It might be the right decision, but have we asked all the questions that we need to ask first of all? Okay. So that really is an important part to look at. Are we making a decision based on crisis? And slowing down, why does that matter? Well, waiting a day, waiting a week, waiting a term is sometimes the best thing to do. And as we'll see in future videos on this subject, yes, slowing down is probably one of the best things you can do. Even if your child's not going into school, we still don't have to rush our decisions. If we're getting the letters threatening us with fines, we still don't have to make that crisis decision. We can slow down, we can ask the right questions and making sure that we have considered all options available to do us. Understanding why you're considering deregistration. That's really, really important. Because if we don't understand why we're considering it, how can we actually make the right decision? And that right decision is so, so important. So I want to think about these three questions we're going on. Am I making a decision from hope or from exhaustion? If tomorrow was a better day, would I make the same decision? I put in a different one here. I know it says the three questions, but I put another question here based on that one. If there was a new head teacher, would I make the same decision? Because sometimes it's head teachers that create a decision for us because things have changed dramatically to what we were doing. And would a change of head make us rethink again? And what am I hoping will change? So if we do go to elective homeschooling, what am I hoping will change from that? Have you made a list of these things? If you haven't, look at this list that we've got here, and then make your own list of what feeling of guilt do you have and why? What feeling of being judged do you have? Who's judging you? Is it important? Are you feeling trapped? Why are you feeling trapped? What are the reasons that make you feel as though you're trapped? I may have to give up my job. I can't give up my job. I cannot teach. I am here as a parent. I'm not the teacher. My child won't learn from me. That sort of thing. I'm being forced into it. And I can't be forced into it because it's going to make me feel trapped. Yeah? Have that list of what is it there? And then what are your emotional impacts? Again, the list of them. Really important. Because if you don't have these lists to check off and have an answer to, and you need the answers to your list of the lists that are here to enable you to come to a final decision. And hopefully as we go along, dip in and out of the videos, we will be able to help you put the list together and help you to make the right decision for your child, your family. Because what I'm not doing is telling you that you must deregister. Over the years, I have given advice for parents not to deregister, as many as to deregister their child. And there's all sorts of different reasons for it along the way. So I don't say you must, but here's, if you want to make a decision, here's the things to think about. Really important. So on the next video, what problem am I trying to solve? That's going to be a really important question, and one that I'd like to think of before you put that next video on, because having gone through all the questions that are above here that we've gone through, and I've asked to make lists on, this will help. What problem am I trying to solve? Okay, thank you. I hope that has been thought-provoking, because again, at the moment, I just want you to think about what we're doing, why we're thinking, if we are thinking about deregistering, and where has that thought come from. So in the next video, we'll see what other thoughts come up, and hopefully it will come back to this one to ask more questions to then come back. Thank you very much for listening to this one. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.